Ever feel lost? Kind of just going through the motions? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down a really practical guide on how to reset your brain and, find your way again.
And I bet you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not like you're sad or even just tired. It's different. It's this deep feeling of being, well, stuck. You're just lost, kind of directionless, going through the motions, but the fire's just not there.
Okay, so first things first, and this is super important, you're not broken. Feeling this way is not some kind of personal failure. Not at all.
So if it's not you, then what is it? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. Your brain is just overloaded. Think of it like a computer with way too many tabs open. It's a system error, not a flaw in your character.
And that's exactly why we're calling this a system reboot. This isn't some vague, fluffy, self-help advice. Nope. This is a deliberate, almost technical process. It's about restarting an overwhelmed operating system, and that operating system is your brain.
All right, so before we can fix the system, we've got to understand why it crashed in the first place, right? So let's dive into the real reason you're feeling so lost.
And here it is, the root of the problem. Our brains just were not designed for this. I mean, think about it. They didn't evolve for 8 hours of screen time a day or infinite choices for, everything. They definitely weren't built for the constant comparison we see online or for notifications dinging at us every 30 seconds. It's a total assault on our ability to focus.
I love this quote. It just nails the feeling, doesn't it? Imagine opening 47 tabs at once, music playing, videos auto-playing, pop-ups everywhere. That is your mind right now. I mean, of course you can't think clearly. Who could?
So here's the twist, the big secret. Clarity doesn't come from trying to think more about the problem. It actually comes from thinking less. Right, sounds great, but how do we actually do that? Let's get into it. It's time to initiate the system reboot.
Okay, so this whole thing breaks down into 3 simple, totally manageable steps. This is basically our roadmap out of the fog. First up, we're going to create some space. Then we'll redefine our story. And last, we'll learn the secret to starting small.
All right, let's jump right into step 1. This is all about turning down the volume on the world around you. It's time to create some space. So how do we do it? First, there's what's called the pause. For just 24 hours, you make 0 life decisions. You're just offline. Then, for a full 7 days, you starve the noise. This means no doom scrolling, obviously, but, and this is the interesting part, no motivational content either. The goal here is pure quiet, not trying to find answers from someone else.
And why is this so important? Well, because a panicking brain literally cannot find direction. It's impossible. You have to calm your nervous system down first. You need to create enough silence for your own voice to finally come through. Okay, so once you've got some of that quiet back, it's time for the next step. This is the real deep work, redefining your story. This is at the absolute heart of what keeps so many of us stuck. We get attached to these old, expired identities. These stories we tell ourselves over and over. I'm the one who failed. Oh, I'm the shy one. I'm the person who always messes things up. They're just old labels. And honestly, they're holding you hostage. So, to break free from that, you need to ask yourself a pretty dangerous but also incredibly liberating question. If nobody knew me, who would I become? Seriously, think about that. Forget what you think you should be doing. Forget what looks good on paper. If you could just shed the weight of everyone else's expectations, what feels alive to you? And here's a huge clue for how to answer that. We tend to think we need to chase success or some big achievement, but our brains, they're actually wired to move toward emotion. So the real question isn't what do I want to do, it's how do I want to feel? That's the compass. Okay, so you've identified the feeling you want to move towards, but how do you actually start? That brings us to our final and maybe most important step, start small. This idea is called the 1% move, and it is so powerful because it's the ultimate antidote to overwhelm. Seriously, forget the 5-year plan for a minute. Just ask yourself this. What is the next, smallest, most concrete action I can take in that new direction? Maybe it's sending just one email, or going for one walk, or having one tough conversation. It's about direction over motivation every single time. And a huge piece of this is getting out of your head and reconnecting with your body.
And listen, this isn't some woo-woo spiritual theory. This is straight up biology. Your mind feels lost because your nervous system is basically on high alert. So simple things like walking without headphones, breathing a little slower, feeling sunlight on your skin, drinking a glass of water, they send a "you are safe" signal to your brain. And that feeling of safety, it's the absolute foundation for finding clarity.
So you go through this whole reboot process. What then? Well, this isn't about reaching some magical finish line. This is your beginning.
And this, I think, is the most powerful takeaway of all. Feeling lost isn't a failure, it's a signal. Think of it like the check engine light in your car. It's just telling you that your old map, the old way you were navigating, it doesn't work anymore. And that's okay. It's an invitation to draw a new one.
So please, hear this. You are not behind. You are just beginning. And I want to leave you with this one last thought. Clarity isn't something you just find by thinking about it really hard. It's something that finds you after you take action. It takes real courage to pause, to question who you've been, and to take that first tiny 1% step. But clarity, it always comes after the courage, never before.